What's going on, everybody? PT is going to be sitting over there a little bit, taking a little bit of a break. We got pretty much everything handled on that end of it. Today we're going to be working on the YFZ 450. I picked up for a pretty good deal. Motor's not in the best shape, so we're going to rip the motor out today, get it rebuilt, go through it, maybe big bore kit, I don't know. Haven't decided yet, but that's basically this video is going to be the teardown. Hopefully a little bit of walkthrough of if you want to do the same thing to your YFZ or whatever. Or, I mean, all quads are fairly similar, so. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so we started to get it outside and work on it, but as you saw, I lifted it up a little bit outside, but I pushed it in a little bit, got it up the same way. Now that we got it up, again, start tearing off these plastics. There's a pin here already pulled, a pin here, these pins, and then, I mean, there's just 10mm bolts pretty much everywhere. Once we get down to the gas tank, there's a 10, I believe there's 2 10s up in the front, and it just pops off those 10s if I remember right. But that's basically the goal, is just to get this plastic stripped down, get the fluids drained out of it. So that's what we're going to do right now. Quick update on what I've been doing. Obviously got the fuel tank and plastics off. Like I said, the gas tank is on some slide style bushings up there. You just undo the bolt back here and it pops back and lifts off. Undid the stator wires. They ran up the frame here, plugged in up here on the frame, just undid them, tied them up with the motor. Undid the oil feeds that go into the bottom end here from the reservoir, letting everything kind of drain out. Took the chain off, took the air box out, which is 4 bolts back here, but it was missing some bolts obviously, and loosened the boot clamp up here and just popped it out real quick. Nothing too crazy. So the main goal here is just to kind of disconnect everything in as little as possible to get the motor out. So obviously I undid the exhaust here off the head, took the slip out here, so that way this can stay on the bike. The motor's hopefully going to squeeze out the other way. Got some water lines to undo. I'm going to actually pull the carb off and try and sneak it up here so that I can leave the throttle cable on, don't have to mess with that. So we'll just keep pushing forward. Next is a clutch cable. So I'm just going to do the bracket over there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. So it looks like an 8mm. Undo that bracket. Spin it over. Disconnect the cable from the transmission. Pull the cable out of the way. Undo the water lines. Very self-explanatory. Pop them off. They're probably going to leak everywhere. It's okay. We got floor drive for a reason. Yeah. Carburetor's a boot also. Just undo that boot there and make sure that the wires are disconnected if it has any. And swing it out of the way. Then we can undo some other stuff like coil mounts and motor mounts and stuff like that. So let's get back at it. All right, so as you saw, I took the step off because it would have blocked the motor from coming out. Also, it's attached to this motor mount here. So I just undid this bolt completely, slides off, all is good. The upper motor mount was sitting up there. I pulled the whole bracket out. Some guys take one side off and leave the other side in. I mean, it's all preference, but take the upper motor mount off. We take this motor mount off. A lot of times it helps if it doesn't have these big Nerf bars to just take the step off. So no matter what, it's kind of a good suggestion. I took the exhaust completely out just to make the carburetor snake through faster. It's just 2 bolts after it's slid off of the header pipe, so that was no big deal. Their clutch cable came through, bolted here, hooked up here. A lot easier to get out when the carburetor's out of the way. That's why I did that first. There's a power wire going to the starter there. That's off. It's all just tucked up out of the way. As you can see, both these are still, gonna stay off, stay out of the way. So now I'm gonna loosen this one. Take this is a rod that goes all the way through. So I'm gonna loosen this on this side, take this out, flip this bracket up, flip the other side bracket up so it doesn't snag on anything. Not take these out, just flip them up out of the way. Next thing is the swing arm. Swing arm bolt goes through the back of the engine all the way over to a nut that I already took off, keeping the stuff I take off the motor right there, the plastic stuff over there, yada yada. So take that out, and there's one more motor mount down there, and that's just a rod that goes all the way through. With the swing arm bolt, I undo the coil. I honestly couldn't tell you if that's the way you're supposed to do it. Just makes it easier, in my opinion. That way you don't have the tension of the coil pushing down on this. Your swing arm doesn't go nuts. So I'm gonna undo this coil first. Probably undo this lower one. Tap that out. Pull that rod out. Engine's gonna come out. Let's do it. There it is. Motor's out. Now it's just to clean up all this mess and get it ready for the motor to go back in. Until next time, whether it's the quad or the PT or maybe the Tacoma behind me, see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.